Alright, so here's some geometry we're gonna put into a decal in the overload editor, and this is like the third take of this because I had messed up, so here we go. Some crazy cool geometry I just whipped together, and we're gonna make like one room here, another room, and then I'm gonna put a door over this or something, and then go into another room here, and then so like 4 rooms. So this is a decal, and you're just gonna use it to, you know, just be able to see where you're going. But one thing about it is you can't see through it, and you can't select like X-ray mode once you're in the editor. You know, it's pretty much just there, and you gotta like, it's kind of a pain to look around it once you got it in there, and you're gonna have to go to the segment that you have it on and then hide that, and then but it's not too bad. But anyways, this is let's just export it. Hopefully you'll get something out of this. I'm not really that great at explaining shit, but yeah. Put it into the overload Oberon object to demesh converter, and it'll make you a demesh. It'll convert all the textures. See, this is, I did it twice already, and this is 3rd time's the charm. It'll make it solid bright blue every time, at least for me. But it's no big deal. You can do all your texturing and just put it in the textures in the Unity. You don't gotta worry about the decal mesh. Where did it go? Okay, so just copy that and put it in a decal folder like this. Paste, replace, and then open it up in your decal mesh editor, demesh editor.exe. A lot of cool options in here, but you ain't gotta worry about. Oh, wait a minute. No, not this one. Hold on. No. It's whatever you opened last. Okay, load. Arena test object. Alright, is it what I loaded? Is that correct? Hope I didn't load it like 3 times. There's quite a lot of polys, but it still will work. You can only have up to like 64,000 vertices in each chunk, or else stuff starts to disappear. So don't want to get too crazy on the poly count, but this is okay. I'm still gonna chunk it up even more. So save it. You got your smoothing over here in case you do want to use this for some stuff. This is where you like it smooths on the same texture. There's most of this is explained in Lou Schneider's tutorials videos. Those are really useful, helpful, more than what I can explain. Anyways, just save it, and it'll tell you some stuff. You did something wrong, but you didn't do anything wrong. No, there's always something about the UVs. Something. Oh, it's because it's 31,000. It takes quite a bit. I don't know why I'm doing this. It's so high poly. Some 0 area thing. But it's no big deal. Just put it into the editor. Okay, so I got it saved. You gotta open it up in this first, so it fixes all that stuff. So the editor can... What's going on? I don't get it. Is it because I have it open more than once or something? Shit. It should work fine. So go up into your overload level editor, and when it opens, Hope I'm recording. So we're already on new level. Let's do the default segment. Mark that one. Mark arena. You can search for the stuff that way. And apply this to one. And there you go. But it's actually not at 0, 0. So if you're basing everything off of 0, 0 from your 3DS or whatever, it's really easy to just have everything at origin there, and then you don't have to worry about it. And whenever you're finished, you put all the origins back to 1, and then, like in this thing, I put all my visual meshes into one entity, and then the collision meshes into another entity. But you can take it a step further and separate them all by chunks, but I think it automatically chops up all the geometry, so you don't have to worry about that. But when it comes to like lights and stuff, you might want to put them into different entities, like entity groups. So like if you got, I think the chunk ends there or something, and then it goes up and chops it there. So you got this whole place, and then any lights in here that if I did the lights in this, which I didn't, but you would want to put them all into one entity group. Maybe I might be wrong though. It might automatically do it all. But anyways, don't worry about that in a bit. I'm just gonna show you what you should do here. It's really no big deal. Move this thing up. Move the segment up to where the center of that thing is 0, 0. Then you'll see the way I had exported it. It put that decal at the same way that it would be in the level. For some reason it works. It like flipped the Z-axis or something. So anyways, I don't like to think about it too much. That's it. Now you're ready to work on your level, so let's go. And by the way, if you do that and make a new segment, it'll double it, so be sure to hide it. And you can't delete it once you have added one. You can only hide it, so just hide it and forget about it. That's all you can do. And don't move this, because then it'll move the center of origin. It's up to you though. It's just easier, just keep that default segment and then build around it. But I'm just doing it for simplicity's sake. And I know you can do like a split or something, but I like to just make like a big 8 surrounder, 9 with the surrounder of the center. What am I talking about? There we go. Oh wait, whoops. Okay, the shift key is useful. It selects all the coplanar sides. So I'm gonna do it like, that's a little bit too big. And the way I'd oriented this isn't really correct either. But what you can do is, I just want to keep it at 0. I don't know. I want to make this room, and you Control J, but you can't have it marked. You just have that side select. J? What's J? Come on. Join side. Control J? Alt J? Okay, so I guess I didn't have that one. Join side. I don't know what I did wrong there. Oh well. I make another one and it's going to double it again. Just hide it. Maybe you can fast forward through this part, or I'll just build the level. And I'll still talk to myself the whole time because I might think of other important, useful tips. Join these with a segment, and then we'll join these with a segment. But notice we've got this. Oh, it's Shift J. That's right. you just select the side. You don't have to mark it, and it merges as long as they're all flat against each other. Everything's easy when it's squares, but then when you start messing with the vertexes and everything, you gotta be careful. I'm really making way too many, but it's up to you to optimize it better than I would in this kind of situation. Basically, just put the origin, like move the whole thing. I should have just moved the whole thing somewhere else, but no worries. You just want to make a big room so everything can fit that you had made in the 3DS, and there you go. That's that part, that room. I want to make sure it's tall enough to fit that part. This will be a little more. And move this. Big nice square room, then you can add stuff later like more pipes and bevels and ladders and chutes and boxes and squares. All the geometry. So here, this stuff is outside of the segment. It's not a level, but it's still a. You don't have to have the geometry inside the segment. It's no big deal. It's just it has to have the origin of all the entities have to be inside the segment, and yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling again. So we're gonna make a thing this way. I kind of want to center it on this. Not exactly centered, but whatever. And then, technically I could just duplicate this whole shenanigan, but then I'd be like making way too many segments, but oh well. Copy mark, paste it side. That'll paste it some other way. It pastes it the side that you have selected, so that white side, and then it'll go up the opposite, and then maybe it'll flip the vertices or something. I don't know. I don't like to think about it too much. Just move it, and then you gotta connect these other ones. Shift J. Now save level, and then it'll be like, did you make a mistake? Checking for mistakes. Check level validity, found no errors, so we're good to keep going. And I want to lower this thing here so you can see that like saw blade looking whatever I had made. Neato. Then you can also put a door entity, but oh man, there's so many more things, but you know, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. And I'll just make a tiny little door here. And we gotta make a big ass room. So once again, I'm making this three-way kind of thing, and then making another one, just so I can have that wall that comes out. I'm sure there's a way to do it with like a 7-way thing, but I don't, it makes it weird. Like, I'll do it real quick. It's like, if you 7-way split something, you have to have the segment marked, and you 7-way split it, and then it does that. And the segments it makes are like that little pyramid looking thing and that one, and but you can make a room expand from that way, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm just doing the simple jacks way is the best. So we're in this room with the pyramids and the planets, nice and trippy. Then you could have like a skybox texture there, so it looks like you're in space with a pyramid. But you can't have skyboxes. We haven't quite figured out skyboxes yet. I'm trying to fake a skybox into my Dust 2 level, but I have to make like walls going up, and then it has to like look, there always has to be like a wall or something before the Oh man, I'm not even gonna try to. Never mind. Anyway, skyboxes. We hope they're coming soon. Okay, so one more room. One more room. This one will be like, whoa, wait a minute. But what about the last arena? And of course, it wouldn't be a good level because it wouldn't be like if you went in this room, then all you could do is go back into this room. So you'd want to like connect it and keep on mapping. Duh. But the thing is, you want to think about is the chunks always have to be a cubic polygon. A cubic, I forget what it's called, square, a square or a cube, and all the chunks always have to be like square, because they can't be like irregular shaped or triangular shaped. They have to have like 4 sides, and I think, I don't know, it's just easier to make everything cubes with the rooms, and then do your random like bevels and stuff later, and diagonal walls, or these opinions. What I could have done is just copy and pasted this little thing that I'm doing here, and then I can keep copying it later, so I don't have to fucking redo it every time. The worst teacher ever is almost finished his tutorial level. And good to go. Unmark the sides. Wait a minute, almost messed up big time there. And I'll just leave that one out because another mistake, but it'll look cool. It'll be like a actual roof. And I could do that here too. But really, come on, this video shouldn't be this long. Just some more fun stuff that you can fast forward through. And one more irregularly shaped roof. And you're ready to go. Yeah, and see, the more you look at it, the more you'll see more stuff that you gotta do. Like, I want to make a thing on this top wall, an extra extrusion. And then you could put like a skybox texture there, and then it'd be like that space. So now I'm just gonna add some quick lights and I'll be done. But that's the decal part. Well, I guess you want to see me riding around in it, so I'll just add some lights. Go to your entity and just like put it somewhere where it's not inside of anything, but you can still use the light. And duplicate that one. I'm just going maximum default here. I'm just going to duplicate these. Make sure it's not inside anything, and then I guess one more over here. About all the way to the bottom. Because if you don't add any lights, you can't see anything, and it's like, how are you gonna test it without how are you gonna see? What? Okay, so in there, and then on the other side. Boom! And then I'll start my player at the top of the pyramid. special reset the rotation. All the options are there. And the Kodachi is ready to begin its journey. I didn't optimize anything, so it might be kind of slow. And then just go into like texture mode and make sure all the texture is box mapped, because sometimes you get like UV errors. So select all the textures. Select everything and just go box map. And then if you don't like that texture, the default one, you can do anything else. Energy center wall is a badass texture. And the beehive of squares. And this is going to show up as green, by the way, in the game because it hasn't loaded the custom texture, or I didn't apply a texture at all to it, or maybe it'll load this blue texture this time. I don't know. But I think it's good to go. So I'll just do it as a single player level. So you want to create a speed mission file and export a single player level. Shouldn't take long. So what you would want to do for Unity is you have your entity or whatever as your level, and then you just put it at 0, 0, which for mine was like right here. And so I put my entity right here at 0, 0, and then I had to put the transform because of where the 0, 0 was in Blender, so I had to do the opposite. So it's like 9220 instead of negative 92. I don't know. You'll figure it out. Yeah, you'll figure it out. So just name it entity mine 7, or entity mine 1, entity mine X, entity mine anything, and then it's in prop. This one N000 mine, and that's how we do the custom entities. And so put the index at 1, or whatever number you have it called in this. Say I got 7 through 12 arbitrary decisions, it doesn't matter. You know, you got your build bundles thing, so build your asset bundles, then you run it with level post, that's what it's called. Jesus. Okay. Okay, so you got your level editor directory. Oh, and I forgot to put a reflection probe in there, but it's no big deal. I'll put one in there anyways and re-export it. Also, make sure that's not there. I don't know. I think the video. I'll just show it to you, just so you can be like, oh, well, it works. Nito. You should be able to just open it up. You don't have to use OL mod, but I like it because it has the improved guns. Okay, so this thing isn't working in the game because the UVs or the too many verts or something. I don't know what I did wrong, but it's not working in the game. But I'll just get it to work with the Unity. That's the great part about this. So I'm just gonna go back to this thing, and you can just drag this into Unity right here. And I've already got all this stuff ready to go, and drag this thing into your scene, and it should be, if you look at the top of, how do you turn Y to the top? Right, this is the same thing as in Blender whenever I look at the top in Blender. So everything's oriented correctly, I think. Hopefully. So, you wanna create the empty game object and then move that to game object, and then move arena test to 0. This is all transform 0, 0 position 0 everything. So whenever you look at it in the level editor from the top, it's the same. I hope it's the same. And I'll just put it in the same spot in the level editor. You're gonna want to call it zero entity mine something prop in mine, and I'll just call it 1. And make sure this is at 0, 0. That's 0, 0, right? Yeah. 0, 0, 0. Oh yeah, right, 3. Reorient, reset the rotation or whatever of the entity, or else it'll be all upside down. And that should be it. You can save the level. And oh, don't forget, hide this shit once you're done. Then save and export as single player level. Or multiplayer or challenge mode, whichever. As long as you have the right stuff in the level. And I'm the worst tutorial man. Okay, so now go back into your Unity thing. So you got all this good to go. So set this, make a new asset bundle, and I'm just gonna call it Arena Test. So you only have to do the material too. It's just, you don't have to do these thingies. And later you can worry about the compression or crunch compression. Use the crunch compression. It really saves a lot of space, and you can put a lot more stuff in your map. So game object, rename it entity mine when. Then you can put it back here, and then you can put an arena test asset bundle is that. So now you don't have to worry about this because it's already attached to this. Very confusing stuff, but it should look right. But it didn't actually I didn't add any material to it. So change the material to whatever the material is. Where's my material? Here we go. Okay, yeah. Now that looks good. So save project. Should be good to go. Oh yeah, and apply it to the prefab or whatever. So that's what you can, if you make any changes to your scene or whatever, just hit apply, and that'll put it into whatever, if you had already dragged it back into here to put it into the asset bundle. So now we're ready to build our asset bundles. Shouldn't take too long. And it looks like Unity got eating really good. UVs aren't good because it is smart UV. So when all is said and done, I already exported the level. It's already ready. You just gotta go into level post. And change your bundle to arena test. You got an arena test. See, it loaded it. I forgot to put a reflection probe, so lighting's gonna be weird. Convert. Oh no. Not that one. I just messed up my level. Oh well, don't worry about it later. AAA.SP. You see how it converted the entity prop in 000 mine index to entity mine 1. Fucking crazy cool stuff. So now I should have that copper texture that I put in it. But it doesn't have any collision, and all my lights are messed up. Oh, I can't see shit. There's no collision because I didn't put any collision on it. So if you want, you can use the actual collision of the mesh, but would be better, obviously, is like do like a decimate. Decimate the geometry by a bunch. Oh, I don't know, 0.15 is okay usually. And that's like a pretty good collision mesh. One and done. But anyways, I'm not gonna worry about it. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I can go into that other area. See, it's like, wow, all this stuff ended up being the same. How the fuck? I did it. I have to find the exit though, because my lighting is... I was inside the pyramid, okay. Where's the exit? Oh my gosh. That worked. Remember the big carburetor? Glorious. And the donuts. And now the world is your burrito. Congratulations. I hope I helped.